Hey guys, Stomach7 here, and today we have a bit of a fun video topic in a way. I wanted to go through, it's like a little bit of a channel update with a more focused topic as well. So in this video, to start off with, I wanted to go through the reasons why I decided to finally chalk Modern Warfare, and in season with the last season of the show 13 Reasons Why coming out, I have 13 reasons why I decided to stop playing. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't do that. But I'm just gonna go through. It might add up to 13. I don't know. Maybe. The reasons why I decided to stop playing this game, and completely uninstalled it because I'm not getting any value. I'm not getting value off of playing this game anymore. So I guess it's like best to have context with this. So to give that context, first played MW in the beta, was not a big fan of the beta, but I thought if they could change certain aspects of it, it could get better. And then the game launched, and did those aspects get adjusted? Some of them did, and a lot of them didn't. But then when the game releases, there's a big rumor of with some legitimacy to it, of an overhaul to the game, mentioning a lot of the things that I still did not like about the game, a lot of the aspects I did not enjoy that were supposed to be changed from the beta or adjusted from the beta that weren't. So I decided to stick with it. I was like, you know what? If I'm lucky, and if this overhaul actually happens, then maybe I'll actually get a enjoyable game. Maybe it could be another like COD World War II situation. Get something going like that. Months pass by, seasons go by, and you know, that never happened. That never amounted to anything. Just a complete sham, I guess. I'm not sure where that whole rumor came from, but nothing there. I mean, as far as updates go in this game in general, it's pretty sparse. Like, Infinity Ward does not seem to care about weapon balance. It's one of two things. They either seem to not care about weapon balance, or they're oblivious to where the weapon balance actually is and think that it's in a good state, so they don't make very many adjustments. And that is just not the case at all. Like, the weapon balance is about as bad as it's been since day one, or pretty close to as bad. It has not gotten a lot better. The MP5 and the M4 and the GRA in Warzone in particular are still just like way better than everything else in the game. There are some guns that like kind of come close to being competitive, but they're not quite there, and they're not going to make the adjustments to get them there. So it's just kind of chalked as far as weapon balance goes. Like, these last 2-3 months, there's been hardly any changes, and I don't, for anybody that's still going to be playing the game, I don't think that's going to change. I think it's going to stay that way. I don't think they're going to out of the blue like be like, oh, we were working on this massive weapon balance patch. Like, no, I think it's just done. I don't think there's anything else that's really going to happen. Maybe a weapon will get maybe they'll increase, they'll put like 5 extra bullets in the magazine for a gun or something. Maybe that's like the biggest change they'll make. But anyways, I don't want to hang on that for too long. So yeah, like, as far as updates go, just not even just with weapon balance, but any aspect of the game that I don't enjoy, they just haven't really changed much significant over the past like 4 months, and I don't think that's going to change. So I'm kind of done with the game as far as that goes. As far as Ground War goes, Ground War was the only thing that I found any enjoyment, or nearly the only thing that I found any enjoyment out of in this game, and Ground War sucks now. I don't know if it's a combination of skill-based matchmaking, which is in Ground War, by the way. I will not be convinced otherwise. The argument that people used in the beginning of the game was that, oh, Ground War is bigger mode can't be skill-based matchmaking, but Warzone has 150 players, and it very, very, very clearly has skill-based matchmaking, so I don't see any reason why Ground War wouldn't at this point. I think the argument is in that side's favor. I think it's more so the case that it'd be surprising if Ground War didn't than if it did. Whereas in the beginning of the game, it might have been the other way around, people thought. But yeah, the skill-based matchmaking and Ground War combined, I think, with the fact that a lot of people have moved over to Warzone, and so that it's more of like a hardcore player base in Ground War. I don't really enjoy Ground War anymore. When Ground War is similar to Battle Royales, when you have modes with high player counts, skill-based matchmaking and high player counts do not go well together at all. They just don't. I think this applies to pretty much every BR. The only time SBMM can work inside of like a BR high player count is when it's something like Apex where it's like 60. But again, with Warzone like 150 players in skill-based matchmaking, it's just absolutely ridiculous. And from what I've played of Warzone, it feels absolutely ridiculous. And just to address something real quick right here, you may be wondering, like, I'm destroying these guys in the background and they're not very good. You may be wondering, well, like, oh, isn't this very obvious that there's no SBMM here? I believe that I had a very rough session. Like, I think I was playing with like a sniper or something, so my KD wasn't very good the last time that I played, and this game heavily bases it off of recency. On top of that, I'm playing with my friend Drew, who, not to roast, but definitely does not have the craziest of stats that I do. So I think that the combination of me trolling the last time I was on here and having him in the party gave us an easy first few games, because the first like 3 or 4 games we played were all like this, and then after that, like the 3 hours after that were completely different. So you could go through the stream VOD if you really wanted to check that out. It's extremely apparent, and it's just to get back to my original point, it's just not fun. The only, like I said, the only like high player count thing that I think can work decently with the right amount of skill-based matchmaking is like Apex. I think Apex has felt good at times with it, or at least like not awful. Whereas MW, SBMM, this game is already frustrating enough, but then like it already has a ton of annoying stuff in it, but then you add in the SBMM factor and it just multiplies it, because better players are not honorable is the way I'll put it, I guess. Like, not every player of my caliber is going to be running around with an Uzi. Okay, like most of the players that can put up the numbers that I do are going to be running around with their MP5, their M4, with their Damascus, and their 3 go-to perks and Ghost, and their, you know, Stim, and whatever lethal their choice, and their Dead Silence, and their 12 streak setup. And if C4s are really annoying, then they'll be running C4s. If RPGs are really annoying at the time, they'll be running RPGs. If the GRA becomes the OP weapon, they'll run the GRA. You know, most players of my caliber are like that. And when you factor that in with SBMM, it just makes the game not fun, because I feel like I have to be playing a competitive variant of the game 24/7. I feel like I can't experiment with weapons. I feel like I can't, you know, use something off meta, like I said, experiment, try anything new, have fun in any sort of way. It just feels like I can't do it, because, you know, in old CODs with connection-based matchmaking, and you could get random groups of players, if you were playing against a team that was so bad, a lot of the time what I would do is I'd be like, okay, this is an opportunity. Like, why would I use the SOG? I'm going to use Black Ops 4, for example. Why would I use the SOG? Like, here, I'm playing against a group of players that aren't as good. Let me pull out the MX9 or something like that. Maybe that'll even it up a little bit, and maybe that'll make the game a little bit more fun for me. It'll give me something new out of this matchup where the players aren't as good. And you could do stuff like that to make it fun still. In this game, you can't do that. I pull out an off-meta weapon in my lobbies, and I just feel like I'm getting destroyed, and it's just not fun at all. So SBMM's taken up the majority of this video so far. Not surprised by that. But yeah, I think the skill-based matchmaking is something that needs to go. I don't think it feels good in COD. I think it feels especially bad in this COD, and it's probably the main thing that has killed the enjoyment of the game. I think I could still play this game, even though I really don't enjoy a lot of aspects about it. I think I could still play it and have fun if there weren't skill-based matchmaking. I think I'd still have fun majority of the time. Okay, so moving on to elsewhere. So Ground War is not enjoyable for me anymore. I never found Warzone to be fun. I think 150 players with the randomness and like the C4s and all the stupid stuff that's good in Warzone, and the GRA, and how like feeble the vehicles are, and how the map is designed with the rooftops and the SBMM as well. I think all of these factors combined, and probably other factors that I left out, makes Warzone to be an awful experience, and I really do not have fun when I play Warzone. It's the most frustration that I've had in any game in like the past few years, and I'm not exaggerating. I legitimately want to break things. I hate it. So Warzone's not an option. I don't care about the campaign. This game could have pulled a Black Ops 4 and not had a campaign. I don't think it would have made that much of a difference. I don't think it would have made that much of a difference for most people either. I think people are trolling when they were getting that, you know, when there was that outrage at Black Ops 4 not having a campaign. I think a lot of people were did not care about that as much as they claimed to care about it. Anyways, a little side rant there. Let me retrack where I was. Okay, so Gunfight, like Gunfight was fun for a little bit, but it got a little stale. What made it not stale was the tournaments. But Infinity Ward needed to be committed to like refreshing the tournaments to keep them interesting. They did not do that. The one time that they refreshed the tournament and made it a 3v3 tournament, I didn't even get to try it because they had it available for like a week and then it was gone, and now it's completely gone and there's been no word about it. I doubt it's coming back, so that's chalked too. So let's recap. I don't like Warzone. Ground War I don't enjoy anymore. Gunfight doesn't have the tournaments anymore, so I don't have any interest in it. I don't care about the campaign. I didn't even mention pubs because I forgot that this game had pubs, because the pubs in this game are so awful that I just stopped caring. There's no ranked playlist. The CDL playlist still doesn't have a ranking. It's still just pubs with a different rule set. There's no actual ranking. There's just no reason to play this game for me. One other thing I wanted to bring up was the Battle Pass. I got the Battle Pass the first time, and then I never spent money on it again, by the way, before people get frustrated at that. They probably call me out and be like, oh, I hate this game, spend money on the Battle Pass. Bought it the first time, and then used the COD points that you get back. I never bought anything else in the store. The only thing I ever purchased, microtransaction, extra-wise in this game, was the Battle Pass, and every following time that I purchased it, it was purchased using the coins that you get, by progressing the Battle Pass and not me paying for it again. So the Battle Pass was a waste of money, and I honestly mean that. I don't even think all of the Battle Passes combined were worth the $10 that I spent for it. I got, let's say, like 305, because I think they give you some extra items at the end, so it's around like 303, 305, somewhere around there, items throughout the 3 seasons for the Battle Pass. Somewhere around there I got that many items, something like that. And honestly, I only used maybe like 10 of them on a decent basis, maybe 10, and that's being generous. It was probably like around 8 to 7, 10 out of 305. Like, that's just not really worth my money. It's just not really worth my money. I just don't really care about a lot of the stuff in the Battle Pass. People complain about Battlefield or Black Ops 4's Battle Pass and having a lot of like filler in it, but honestly, I used more stuff that was in the Black Ops 4 passes than I used in the MW passes. Seriously, I did. I'm positive that I did. The MW passes, people complain about like the stickers or whatever. In the Black Ops 4 passes, what's like the MW passes, you have the stickers as well. You have emblems that I don't really care about. You have like player cards. You have sprays. Like, it's just a bunch of different stickers. You know what I mean? Like, people complain about the stickers of Black Ops 4. It's like, well, an MW Battle Pass, you have stickers, plus like 5 different other types of items that are basically just stickers, like things they just don't really care about. And even then, the weapon variants, what would I get it for? The weapon variants? I don't care about the weapon variants either. I really don't. Like, cosmetically, they're kind of just I never really cared for the weapon variants. And then like if you want to keep the variants looking different by keeping the attachments that they come with, the setups they come with are garbage. The setups that Infinity Ward gives you with the weapon variants are bad. I don't really care about that. So the Battle Pass is bad. I think the system is good. I think the Battle Pass system is good in this game, and that's something that I think they should keep doing with COD. The system's good, but the actual Battle Pass itself is underwhelming, and I don't really care about it. So just to recap at the end of the video here, all of the game modes, literally all of the content in the game, I don't care about or don't enjoy anymore. And the like extra content, like the season-based content, I think is underwhelming. So to summarize, I just don't find a reason, I don't see a reason to keep playing this game. So I'm still going to follow competitive, so the tournaments, the watch parties, if you enjoy that stuff, I'm still going to do that. So if you enjoy that type of stuff, I'm still into comp, I'm still committed. Even though I don't like the game, I still enjoy tournaments and I still enjoy competitive COD. It would take a really bad game to kill that. It would take a really bad game. So I'll still be doing that. But as far as like playing the game goes, I think we're just going to move on to Halo. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you next time.